Hello YouTubers. Just reminiscing about years ago. When I was in school, in Ireland you go to primary and you go to secondary school. But when I was in primary school, you had corporal punishment. It meant that you could be hit or caned by teachers or the master of the school or whatever, principal. So I was just thinking about it. When I was small, if I was bowled, my mother or father would give you a clip around the ear and tell you to cop on. When you went to school, if you were bowled, you got a caning or whatever. Then, if you were walking along the street and you were messing or doing something, a neighbour would give you a clip and tell you to cop on. You know, you had respect then for what was right and what was wrong. Also, if a neighbour gave you a clip, they'd say it to your parents, and you get another clip, the fact that he had to clip you around the ear, you know. So then, with this in mind, you could be clipped, you could get punished for doing wrong. Now, I'm not talking mad punishment or all, I'm just talking a clip around the ear or a smack in the hand or something like that. And I know some of the schools in the past went over the top with the corporal punishment. That's why it got banned. But when I was growing up anyway, I got it. Then when you knew you could be made sore or you could get pain for being punished, you wouldn't mess with the guards, the police, because they had buttons. And you also knew they could lock you up. And back in the day, if a guard told you something that you were doing was wrong, you'd listen to him and stop. And if he'd warn you, you would stop. Back then, you know, there was a lad called Luke Brannigan, and he'd no problem sorting you out on the spot. He was a bit like Judge Dredd. He'd say to you, "You're being bad." Now, he was before my time, but I heard him. "You're being bad." He says, "You're not going to like this." And he gave them a few smacks and let them off. He says, now the reason he was doing that was he knew some people, if it got a few slaps, that they'd change their way, and that was it. He didn't want to bring them in front of a court where they'd get a criminal record and they wouldn't be able to go for apprenticeships, etc. and stuff like that. So he used to deal with it on the spot, and I heard stories that a lot of the young lads that got a clatter off him actually thanked him in the long run as they had a trade, you know, and they wouldn't have been able to get the trade if he hadn't given them the slaps. But you hear nowadays of, say, lads saying, "Oh, it took 6, 7 coppers to take me down." Yeah, that's because they can't touch them anymore. They can't lay a finger on them. Like, years ago you needed one copper with a button and you were going down, and that was the end of it. But the main point of this thing is, this video is, respect for the law has disappeared. You see lads going into court and giving the fingers to the news cameras and stuff like that. That wouldn't have entered our head years ago, because they would have had fear of the law.